प्रोग्राम में खुशामदीद नाज़रीन। अब हम आपको वाशिंगटन लिए चलते हैं, जहां से हमें मिस डायना वाइट ज्वाइन कर रही हैं। मिस डायना वाइट बहुत सिग्निफिकेंट ब्यूरोक्रेट रह चुकी हैं। वो फॉर्मर स्पोक्सपर्सन हैं पेंटागन की, पाकिस्तान के मामलात को अच्छे तरीके से समझती हैं, अमेरिका की फ़ौज को एडवाइस करती रही हैं और पब्लिक अफेयर्स में इनका एक बड़ा नाम है। वेलकम टू द शो मिस डायना वाइट।
Thank you for having me.
Let me start by asking you about this new phase in Pakistan-US ties. There's a lot of buzz around this term, new phase here in Pakistan, as indeed in our neighborhood. I just want to get your insights into how new this phase actually is.
I think it's a new chapter. I mean, the US and Pakistan have had a very long relationship. It's had its ups and downs, but I think we're in a very good place right now, especially after tensions were cooled between both India and Pakistan by this administration. And I think also Pakistan has a real opportunity in these trade negotiations to highlight some things that are in the US's interests to do and also will benefit Pakistan.
This is a very interesting angle. Obviously, we have seen big powers engaging smaller, medium-sized powers via trade and economic aid. But the way the Trump administration has used trade as an instrument of foreign and defense policy is exceptional. Given the small, relatively smaller nature of trade ties between, in terms of volumes, Pakistan and the US, can this be the centerpiece of this new chapter?
You know, I think that it's not about necessarily the size, but it's about what this president wants to use as the levers of power. And what he believes is that trade is a great way to foster relationships. People who trade with each other in general don't kill each other. And so, number one, the fact that the White House is having trouble bringing Putin to the table right now, Russia's main sources of income are oil exports, and 85% is bought by the Chinese and the Indians. And so I think the fact that Pakistan is looking to talk about more energy issues, mineral issues, I think are all advantageous for this administration. And again, I don't want people to get caught up on the amount of the deficit. Obviously, the president is very concerned about all trade deficits, but Pakistan has some cards to play.
And Pakistan has these cards to play because trade has acquired strategic centrality in the way Donald Trump deals with the world now. In terms of medium to long-term engagement, will this be enough of a bonding or a bond for these countries to stick together and find mutuality of interest, or are there areas where they need to work on to make sure that the strategic parameter of this relationship survives?
I think that Pakistan and the US have built a very strong relationship. It's important that it continues for security reasons. The US has an interest in Southeast Asian regional support and security, and Pakistan has obviously played a very crucial role in the US's presence in the region. But Pakistan also, if it's looking at, and it's also important, a lot of the exports are textiles. And the president has already said that he's not really looking to bring back jobs around textiles. So again, this is an opportunity for Pakistan to build on what is really important to the president, which is trade, and also bringing an end to the war in Ukraine. And I think the fact that Pakistan is pursuing potential energy and mineral negotiations, I think is in Pakistan's favor in ensuring that this relationship for the next 3.5 years stays strong and can be built upon for the next, whoever becomes president in the next election.
Look, Pakistan-US ties offer like roller coaster rides, sort of the ups, dizzying heights, and then there are lows when there's mutual distrust and also a lot of bickering and mutual recrimination. But going back to the time when you were representing the Pentagon as the chief spokesperson, could you have imagined, I know it sounds like an unfair question, but let me still ask this question. Could you have imagined in the near future for the Pakistan Army chief to be hosted in the White House by the US President? I mean, was that something, as a possibility? Did it even cross anybody's mind?
Well, I think so, and I think there is some precedent for that, given Musharraf and the relationship that the United States built in the aftermath of 9/11. During my period, again, Pakistan was incredibly important for our regional security and for our eyes and help. I've visited Pakistan many times, and it's strategically important. And you also can't ignore the fact that Pakistan and India are both nuclear powers. So Pakistan's always going to be at the table for any administration that cares about regional or global security.
And towards the very end, we don't want you to look at the crystal ball and make a forecast, but you talk about South Asian regional construct. Pakistan and India, of course, are nuclear powers, but they are also declared adversaries. They just had this showdown. Given the fact that the two are mutually exclusive in terms of their interests and definition of the interest, isn't the Trump administration performing a very delicate balancing act for now, and will it have to choose sides eventually, or do you think it will stay the neutral course?
I think that it'll probably stay the neutral course, if you're not going to hold me to that prediction, because it's not in the U.S.'s interest to for either side not to work with us, right? Both are incredible regional powers, both are nuclear powers. Neither can be ignored, and we have interests with both countries. And I think what you'll see with Trump, especially, number one, it was a very good move for India and Pakistan to nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize. That's for sure. And second, the president really sees peace through trade, and he wants to increase trade and he wants to increase commerce so that people can thrive. He most wants Americans to thrive, which is why he's going after tariffs. But I think Pakistan and India have huge opportunities to work with this administration, because this administration is not tied to the past. It's not tied to the things and the obligations or the ideas of the past. And so I think it's a great chapter. As you said, it's been a roller coaster, but I think this is an incredible opportunity for both countries.
Ms. Dana White, thank you so very much for joining us. This is all the time we had. We'll bother you again. These are great, insightful reflections coming from a pro.